Welcome back to Gustin Time. This is season 3, episode 2. I am your host, James Gustin, and with me, as usual, is the wonderful and talented Miss Shauna Montoya. So, we have come up against a couple of weird things, as usual, with Gustin Time. Of course, Zoom decided to set this in Pacific Standard Time, even though we both live in Colorado, which is thanks, Zoom. I appreciate that. On this episode, I have no fucking idea what we're going to talk about because Shauna is surprising me with a topic. So, to get ready for that, it's time to pour myself a drink.
Me too. Oh, you got
Yes.
mystery
And
drink.
light myself a smoke because who knows where this is going to go.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah. So let me see if I can explain this even.
Oh boy.
So, and maybe I'm weird, but have you ever had this could apply to dreams too. It's kind of like can relate to dreams really, really well, actually. Um, as another way to understand it. But have you ever had like a deep spiritual knowing type of situation inside your own mind, but as you were thinking about it or whatever, like something kind of blocked it or something kind of made it really hard for you to keep digging deeper into that profound thought.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, this happened to me just the other night. I had a dream that I was a singer in a band, and our most famous song was about a Reuben sandwich. And I could not figure out why. No, I actually do understand what you're talking
Oh,
about.
wow, it
It
just
has
disappeared.
it has happened to me before.
Okay. So I was curious if there was a word for that. So I kind of did like a search. Um, and the closest thing that it could find was connecting it to the veil, right? Like the veil of forgetting. Like that was kind of the closest thing I could find. And well, and also spiritual amnesia, which was also like a word um about forgetting or having a hard time focusing on deeply spiritual concepts, which is,
Right, like it's almost like it's a block.
yes,
Something is stopping you from understanding something that you
yes,
kind of got a hint about. Yeah.
yes.
That
Okay,
comes up actually, that comes up a lot in past life theory. A lot of people will have these memories about a previous life and they
right,
just stop when they're like 7 or 8 years old.
right. Yeah, for sure. A lot of things stop when we get around that age, which is crazy. Um, so yeah, I had this experience and I was like, "Ooh, we can talk about that." Because this is something I have experienced a lot in my life. And it is very similar to dreams because I've actually had dreams where like well, everybody kind of forgets their dreams, right? You're like, when you're dreaming it, you're like, oh man, it's so profound, all this crazy story. I could tell you it, every detail. And then as soon as you wake up, it's like, boom. And you knew how cool it was, but your brain is just like, I can't remember that, or I can't remember all of it, or whatever. And one time I had that where I dreamt of a song, right? Like writing a song or playing a song in my dream. And then when I woke up, I was like, fuck, I can't remember exactly how it went. And that's so frustrating. So, first, I just wanted to talk about this topic in general, especially when you're just having a profound like insight, and then it's something like you said, it feels like something's trying to keep you almost from doing that. At least that's what I feel. Or is there a scientific reason for it? And I think it does relate to forgetting our dreams and, when the past life stuff and forgetting that once you kind of grow up. And then my other part to it is like, okay, well, if this is a thing, which it is, how can I as a person and how can people kind of try to do things to make it easier to remember that? And if it is a veil thing, like how can we, when we're having that moment, how can we try to, you know, get rid of that veil that feels like it's blocking this profound thing? And I've kind of been able to get through it, but it's hard, I'm like, what am I thinking? And then I start to feel crazy, because I'm like, what the hell's wrong with my brain? But yeah, I
I ask
just
that
wanted,
question a lot.
right,
Like,
right,
what the fuck is wrong with me?
me too. But I want to kind of know if there's like, because with dreams, they tell you, this is tripping me out that I'm backwards on here, but anyway, um, with dreams, they tell you, say this before you go to bed, like say you're going to remember your dreams, do a journal, wake up and don't do anything else, and immediately, like write it down or think about it or whatever. Like, I'm just curious too if there's similar things you can do when you're having these and you feel this veil coming up, like, I don't want you to know, like, and what do you think
So
that is?
So there's actually I've actually studied about this a lot because I'm weird too. And the answer that I've come up with a lot that's been talked about for centuries actually is that it is divine, and we have not reached spiritual enlightenment enough to understand fully what we're receiving from whatever the hell is sending it to us, because we don't even know what dreams are really.
Okay.
Science still doesn't know where consciousness comes from. It's not created in the brain. There are certain areas of the brain that put together the worldview that we have, but
Okay.
consciousness does not start in the brain. It comes from somewhere else.
Okay.
And what I've learned through a bunch of reading is the reason Native Americans never cut their hair is because they thought that the hair was like an antenna to the divine. So the longer the hair, the more of a direct connection you had with whatever is out there that we can't see. So there's been a lot of discussion about this, and I've experienced it too. And if
Okay.
anyone is friends with me on Facebook, from time to time, you'll see me post at like 2 or 3 in the morning some random weird shit. And that is actually my dream journal. So I'll wake up from something that was super profound or super weird, and I'll post about it on Facebook. And the cool thing about Facebook is it'll show you memories, right? And every once in a while, one of these things pops up in my memories. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I remember that dream, or I remember when that happened. But it's so strange, and it's just another part of this world that we don't understand, and I don't think we will understand it.
Well, it's annoying, man, because I feel so
Fuck
close.
yeah, it is.
I feel so close to like figuring something really important out, and it becomes so difficult. But you you bring up a good point or viewpoint that it could be just our brain can't handle that shit, or it doesn't know how to. Our brain is separate than our spirit, and you're right. I feel like it might be like it's a soul knowing, and the brain is like having a hard time interpreting it into thoughts, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was just listening to a podcast the other day, or maybe it was on a TV show or something, but there's this theory that was put out. I think it was Jacques Vallée who said it, and he said something along the lines of the supernatural phenomenon, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. I call it the phenomena because I think it's all related. It can't exist without us. And it's like our brains or our souls or something about humanity is the missing circuit, and it's interacting directly with you. And it's not so much as we're supposed to figure it out, it's just whatever's out there saying, hey, there's more to this, and you need to recognize it. And here I am trying to show it to you.
I feel like something's trying to show it to me, or my soul's trying to figure something out, but something's trying to block it at the same time.
Yeah, it's so confusing. I don't understand how it works, why it works, or what the hell's going on. But I mean, that's the whole reason I got into this stuff in the first place, because you have a weird experience, you don't know what it is, you're trying to figure it out.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, we're all just humans and we don't know shit.
Yeah, I
So
know,
it's
and it's
very
frustrating.
frustrating.
Yeah, man. Okay, cool.
But yeah,
Well,
this goes back a long time. I've heard about it talked in ancient Indian texts. I own a massive collection of spiritual books, everything from the Satanic Bible to the Zohar. And it's talked about in all of these books. There's something out there trying to connect with us, and we're trying to connect with it, but there's some kind of interference.
right, right. And if you think about like some of the near-death experience people too and their stories, they do talk, some of them talk about how, the veil when we're born, if you believe in reincarnation and all that, you know, some of those people are saying their experiences taught them that, we have to forget all of everything, all the knowing, all the knowledge, or what, I mean, I don't even know what to call it, right? Like it gets hard to even explain, but we come here and it's erased from us because if we knew it, our experience would be like we wouldn't learn. It's like we come here to go to school or something and
Right.
learn and
Yeah,
grow. And if we knew everything when we came here, it would be kind of pointless, right?
there would be no point to life. It's like another theory that I've heard multiple times is the daemon, which is there's a higher version of yourself controlling you here on this plane, and it's basically like they're playing a video game, and we're the
Right.
avatar.
Right.
And when we die and we're reborn, it's like respawning in a video game, and we're sent back here to learn a lesson that we fucked up in the last lifetime.
God damn it.
And
Like,
speaking of people
how
who have
many
had near
am
death
I gonna have to come
experiences,
here?
speaking of people who have had near death experiences, I actually have a guest that's going to be joining us one of these episodes
Yeah.
sometime in the near future, who spent a month in a medically induced coma and came back with some very strange memories.
Cool.
So that is our number one fan. What's up? You know who you are up there in Canada.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. Really fantastic, wonderful person. I've known her for many years. But yeah, she just amazing story. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to talk about that.
Cool. Me too. I need to find all the weird people. Or actually, we're like the normal ones, I think.
Well, it all depends on your perspective. I like to think of it as normal, but the society at large calls me weird, so I just roll with that.
Okay. We have 10 minutes left in this recording. So, is there anything else you want to wrap up? Say, I'll think about that too. Like, yeah, maybe like I'm interested in ways to break like with dreams. I want to be able to access these thoughts and experiences and profound thoughts that I have like I'm some special person, which I'm not, but I want to know like how can I, you know, more easily access that because I do feel like we also as humans have the ability to break that veil or whatever it is you want to call it. I do believe we do have the ability to break that down so that we kind of understand better. And maybe it just needs to be our time in life. I don't know, but um yeah, I think it would be cool if anybody knows or like what kinds of things can a person do to just access that better and not feel like there's something trying to keep. And maybe it needs, then again, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe you're not meant to know that profound thing at that moment. I don't know.
Right. So there's actually an entire institute that trains you how to do this stuff. It's the Monroe Institute, started by Dr. Robert Monroe. He invented hemisync, which is you lay down in a dark space, put on headphones, and it pumps in different sound frequencies into your headphones. And it actually equalizes the brain activity. And I've read and heard so much about the Monroe Institute, and I've actually tried HemiSync before, and it does put you into kind of a hypnotic state. So that's something that I've tried, and I'm very interested in going further down that road. I've also tried to break through that veil with psychedelic drugs, and
Right.
that usually does not work.
No,
You just end up laughing a lot, in my experience, anyway.
I've heard people say that works, but I've also heard people say, meditation works just as well. Um, but yeah, like I got to figure out how can I bring that state. Like it's one thing to go into that state and practice that state, which is probably what you have to do.
Right.
So that you can bring it up and go there when you're having, an experience or a thought or something. So I get it. Like you probably have to, it's something you have to practice when you're not having it so that when you are having it, you can immediately go into that state or whatever. Does that sound
And
right?
yeah, that's almost like lucid dreaming,
Yes.
which I have done before. It takes a lot of dedication. It really does.
Yeah, I've been
And
there.
what I used to get into my lucid dreams was every time that I knew I was dreaming, I would try to visualize a red rubber ball. And if
Yeah,
I could see that ball, then I knew I could control what was happening
yeah,
to a certain degree.
yeah,
But we don't even know what dreams are, really. There's a lot of theories out there that it's your brain trying to condense everything that you've experienced while you were awake and store it in memory. But
right,
that doesn't explain why I had a dream about a song that I was singing about a Reuben sandwich.
right.
It was a fucking good song, too. I mean, it was awesome. I was singing about sauerkraut and fucking corned beef and rye
Was
bread,
it a
man. It was
metal song?
cool. Yes. Yes, it was. And it was crazy because I could I saw myself in the third person, so I could see myself on stage. And in the front row when we were singing this song was Rob from Psycho Stick. And I'm like, I know
Oh,
that guy.
how funny.
And it made sense because that song was stupid. I mean, who writes a song about a sandwich other than Psycho Stick and apparently me in my dreams?
Right.
Because it was not a song, it was a sandwich.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I always dream about going back to school, either high school or college, and not
Oh
knowing
God, those are terrifying.
where my classes are, or I blew it off the whole fucking year and it's almost time to graduate and I didn't go to class and I need to pass a test or fucking it sucks, man. I have those all the time. Or playing a live show and the band's like, let's play this song. And I'm like, guys, I don't fucking know that song. And then I'm
I've
just,
never heard this song before in my life.
what do I do? I don't know. Dreams are weird.
They are, they are. And of course, we're going to talk about this more and more on Gustin Time. It's not going to be the only time we talk about dreams because it's a big part of everyone's life.
Yeah, huge. Okay. That was my topic. We don't want to talk forever about it, but hopefully our 5 to 10 listeners, they, stand in your thought or your experiences. you
Yeah,
know?
somebody please email me. My email account's getting lonely. GustinTimePodcast@gmail.com. If you have any ideas for shows, you want to tell me that I suck, you want to comment on the wonderful background that Shauna has that is created by AI, which I hate. And we're going to talk about that because I did an AI experiment this last week and it was frustrating as hell. It
Nice.
really was.
We got all kinds of things to talk about.
Yeah, we're never going to run out of things to talk about because this whole life thing is weird anyway. So,
And guests, if you have a weird experience or you just thoughts, ideas, whatever, we would love to hear them and have
yeah,
you on.
yeah, call it. You can email the show, especially if your name is Mel Waters and you have a giant hole on your property. I want to hear from you, Mel. I want to hear from you. Probably never will. I think Mel's dead. But if you're not dead, Mel, prove me wrong. Email. Hit us up on any of the stupid ass social media sites that we have. We have them all. Everywhere from TikTok to YouTube. All of it. We even have a WhatsApp that you can send me a text message. It's connected right to my phone, and I have it on me all the time, unless I forget to pay my bill, which happens sometimes.
Cool. Well, thanks for your thoughts too on that topic.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what this whole thing is about: is trying to work through the weirdness and basically just everything about life, because it sucks sometimes, but that's why we're all here to get through it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Gustin Time. Like we said, if you have any thoughts, concerns, questions, ideas for shows, whatever, email us gustintimepodcast@gmail.com. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. We're everywhere. We're just waiting for you, especially you, Mel Waters. Where are you? All right. And with that, remember, none of this makes any sense. And we will see you in time. What time?
Just in time,
Just
that
in time.
is.
That's right. All right. We will see you guys probably next week or 2 weeks. I don't know. It's Gustin time. You never know when we're going to pop up. Cheers.
Bye.